Hello everybody, it's Marek Kiczkowiak here, and I'm really excited to be able to show you on the inside of my program, PhD Accelerator. This is really the first time that I'm sharing this with the public. I've never really shared how the program works on the inside to people who are not enrolled on this program. So you'll have, a unique opportunity to take a look inside and see how it works and see how this program can help you as well write an excellent thesis, finish your degree, and publish papers. So if we take a look on the inside of the program, you can see that it's a 6-week program that takes you exactly through the entire process of writing an excellent thesis and research papers. And let's jump right into it, and let's see what this program looks like when you're logged in and you've got access to it. So it's designed to be completed in 6 weeks, and in these 6 weeks you're going to really achieve a lot. You're going to get clarity on exactly what you need to do. You'll get a step-by-step plan and process that you can carry out every single day to really accelerate your PhD progress, write an excellent thesis. And also during those 6 weeks, I'll show you how to write 2 research papers. So by the end of this process, in 6 weeks, you'll have the exact knowledge of how to, write your entire thesis. You'll have written a lot, and you will potentially also have written 2 papers. But with that said, you will get access to this program for lifetime. So for some people it might take slightly longer than 6 weeks, and also doing your PhD, you're probably really busy. So that's why I've decided to give everybody lifetime access to it. So this means that if at whatever point you have to jump out because you have to be collecting the data, for example, right, or life gets busy, then you don't have to worry about losing access to it beyond the 6 weeks. This will always be here, and I'll always be here to give you advice and help you out, right? And before we perhaps jump into the exact structure of the program and show you exactly what you're going to learn, you might be wondering, how do I know that this actually works? And I've done other programs on academic writing. They haven't really helped me. So how do I know that this works? Well, the proof is really, in the results that people are getting with this program, and this is just a snapshot of all the results that, my students have been getting over the 9 months, So here you've got, for example, Abano. Abano was a second-year PhD student where she joined me, and she really lacked clarity on how to go about writing her thesis. She hadn't written much. She hadn't written papers, and then in 2 months of working together, she submitted 4 abstracts for conferences and 1 paper, right? And another story in here, you've got Lillian, right? Lillian started working with me as a third-year PhD student, and she had written a lot of her PhD thesis, but she hadn't published any papers, and she was really keen to publish papers. But the problem was that she didn't know how to go about it. She was getting frustrated. Her papers were very wordy and repetitive, and she didn't know how to fix it. And then we started working together, and in just 3 weeks, Lillian submitted her first paper, right? Another example, Mercedes. Mercedes, when she started with me, she was a first-year student in quantum physics at the University of Cambridge. And, we started working together with Mercedes, and she was, really keen to improve her academic writing and to really achieve excellency. And that's what she did, because, over the course of 4 months working together from scratch, Mercedes wrote a first-year PhD report, which is basically like an extended, 30-page research proposal, and she wrote it so well that her supervisors at the University of Cambridge told her that they enjoyed reading her first year report. That's not something that you hear often, especially at the University of Cambridge, right? So this is just, a snapshot of all the results that people have been getting with this program, and, for a lot of people, like here, Angela, it's really a life changer, right? So this really, really works. Why does it work? Well, it works because, really it's built on three main principles. Number one, I've done a PhD myself, and I did it in 3 years. I published 2 papers while actually working full-time as a lecturer in a university. So, a lot of what you learn on this program are the exact strategies that allowed me to succeed, and achieve what I did. Number two, I've been teaching academic writing, helping PhD students write theses and papers, since 2013. And I've done it in the UK, I've done it in Belgium, I've designed programs, academic writing programs for universities. So, I've gained a wealth of teaching experience, that allows me really to really pinpoint the things that work and things that don't work. So that's the second thing. But the third thing is also practical experience. So even though I don't work as a researcher anymore, I don't work as a university, this is my full-time job, helping students write excellent theses and papers. I still manage to publish 2 or 3 papers every single year, right? So, it's the information that you get here, the strategies, the plan is really a combination of those 3 factors, having actually done a PhD in 3 years with 2 published papers, having worked as an academic writing tutor at universities in the UK and Belgium, and having, and still publishing research myself in top journals in my field, right? So, what do you learn exactly on this program? Well, really, we start over the 6 weeks, within the first week, we start with laying the foundation. So one of the biggest problems that PhD students have when they start is that they're not really given any solid guidance at the very beginning. They're kind of thrown at the deep end. It's like a little bit like, taking a small child and just throwing them into an Olympic swimming pool and expecting that child to, to swim fast, very fast to the other side. And then when that child doesn't swim to the other side, you're surprised, right? And that's basically what happens in a lot of universities. You're thrown in there and you're expected to succeed without little guidance. So what we're going to do in week 1, we're going to give you the exact foundations, right? So we're going to explain the road to what I call PhD nirvana. So, that state where, you're actually enjoying the process, it's fun, you're writing papers, you're publishing things, and your thesis is moving along really, really well, right? And, in this week, we're also going to help you map out your entire PhD in terms of, your writing, but also in terms of your actual time. Because another problem is that, why a lot of people fail is that they don't plan things, and really, if you want to achieve great things during your degree, you have to plan things, because those 3 or 4 years, they fly by, really like this, at a snap of your fingers. So we really have to do that, right? And then, I also show you exactly how to structure your thesis and your papers here, and then, how to use academic language appropriately. So by the end of week 1, you'll have the exact foundations that you need to really accelerate your progress. And then in week 2, what we do is we help you develop a PhD success mindset. So the second reason, apart from a solid plan, why a lot of people fail or struggle during their degrees is the mindset, really, So in this week, the first thing that we're going to do is we'll help you get unstuck. A lot of PhD students are stuck. They can't move forward, and this creates a lot of anxiety, frustration, imposter syndrome, I'm not good enough. feeling. And this is exactly what we're going to tackle right at the very beginning. And then you're also going to learn how to really, organize your time very, very well. So, you will become super efficient. And what's going to happen is that, you'll be able to achieve much more with less, right? And then, I'll show you as well how to really master all these negative emotions that you might be feeling, frustration and so on, so that ultimately, you're able to develop into a new self, somebody who can achieve what you want to achieve with greater ease, and in a shorter amount of time and with less effort. So that's week 2 of the program, and throughout I really show you exactly how to do this, so for every single thing, you get clear instructions, right? So it's not like I leave you in the dark and just give you some general instructions or go tell you should do that. No, you actually get, step-by-step instructions on everything, literally everything in this program. So, you will know exactly what you need to do and how to carry this thing out, right? Now, in week 3 of the program, I'm going to show you how to read the literature effectively, take notes, and then use that literature to write an amazing literature review. Because, the thing is that during your degree, you will have to read tons. There's so much to read. And, you need to be able to read that quickly, but with understanding as well. You need to be able to find the right text. You need to be able to, to take notes on them and then actually use those notes as well to structure a logical literature review. And, structuring the literature review is probably one of the biggest struggles that people have. So that's why, in this week, I'll show you exactly how to structure it, give you my literature review organizer worksheet. You even get like a Word template for your entire literature review, where you can just basically put in your content, everything is formatted for you, explained, and the only thing you need to do is just add your content, right? So that's the kind of level of detail that we go to in here, and then you learn exactly how to write it as well, including what language to use, and very importantly, how to avoid being descriptive. So a big problem for a lot of people is that they are just descriptive, they're not critical enough, there is no argument, right? And the issue is that, most supervisors will just tell you, well, you're not critical, go and be more critical. But, how are you supposed to do that on your own? So that's why, in this video on day 5 of week 3, you learn exactly, how to be critical and how to avoid being descriptive. I show you that, really step by step, and you get cheat sheets and worksheets for that as well, right? And we culminate this week with writing a review paper. So really, in 3 weeks, you can be writing, even submitting your first paper if you follow this program and you take action every single day. I give you everything here for writing that review paper. You even get like a review paper blueprint worksheet in which you can really map out the entire paper, exactly what it looks like, what elements it has, and so on, right? And you get all the language that you can possibly need in order to actually write that review paper as well, right? So that's the kind of level of detail that we're going to here. So really, if you join and if you just follow what I give you here, there's no way you won't be writing papers in the next 3 to 6 weeks. You will be, because you get the exact structure, the language you need to be using, crystal clear instructions and processes that have been tried and tested in battle, and they work, right? So then in week 4 we move on to methodology. And, again, you get the exact structure for your methodology chapter with, the exact Word template, a worksheet to really map everything out, right? And then, I really show you step by step and go into a lot of detail how to write each section of the methodology with, clear examples from different fields, and really, helping you actually brainstorm those ideas, So a lot of the time, people have problem not just with the writing itself, but also with the content. Like, what do I actually put in that section? So we go through all of this together, and and I show you exactly how to brainstorm the content for these parts of the methodology and other parts of your thesis and papers, and actually do this, right? And then write it up, right? That's kind of what we'll be doing together. So it's very hands-on as well, and very practical, and that's why it works. It's not one of those programs where you're gonna sit on the sidelines and listen to your teacher for like 20 hours but never actually do anything. That's not what we do here. What we do here is we take action to help you transform your PhD journey, help you accelerate it, so that by the end of these 6 weeks you have written a lot, you have finished at least one paper, and you have really made substantial progress with your thesis, and you have developed into someone who's enjoying this process, who does not feel anxious, who feels happy, and who is able to organize the time and is very efficient, right? And then in the following week, I show you how to collect and present your results. So really, the first thing that we do here is, in many universities, you have this, at the end of the first year of your PhD, or sometimes a little bit later than that, you have to submit like a formal research proposal, and also pass like a mini PhD defense or a progress report, right? And that's what we start with, and I show you exactly how to do that. And then, we move on to presenting your results and show you exactly how to organize them, again, with, with worksheets, that show you how to do this, the exact template, right, that you can use, so that you can save yourself a lot of time, and really have the organization nailed down, right? And, I show you both how to present qualitative results, right? And how to present quantitative results. So whatever study you're doing, or maybe you're doing both, I've got you covered here, and, you get clear explanation on how to actually do that, all the language that you might possibly need in here, right? And then, we move on to discussing results and show you again how to structure it exactly, right? And I show you my RCEI matrix, right, which helps you to really organize the discussion section. I give you templates, right, and the exact structure of discussing results. And then this week ends by writing your research paper in which you're going to present your results. So really, by the end of week 5, you can actually be writing your second paper. If you've written the systematic review, this will be your second paper, and you can write it and finish it as well in here. And I show you not only how to write this thing, but also exactly how to submit a paper, how to choose the right journal to maximize your chances of success. And then in week 6, we move on to wrapping up your thesis. So this is the time where you're going to write the introductory chapter, the conclusion, and also really prepare your thesis for final submission. So you learn how to structure everything. Again, you get templates for everything. How to write acknowledgements, how to write the abstract, and also how to proofread everything. So that by the end of this program, really, you're ready to submit your thesis, right? And I even show you how to prepare for your PhD defense, right? Exactly how to do that. And then how to, once you've gotten back the comments from the examiners, how to really respond to those comments to finally, get everything done, so that, you can get better job opportunities in the future, become an authority in the field, and move on to other things, right? So that's really the breakdown. That's the entire program that we go through. And as I said, it's designed to be completed in 6 weeks, but you will have access to it for lifetime. So I'll be here during your entire PhD to help you succeed. And apart from this program and all the materials that I've shown you, we also have group Q&A calls, right? So twice a week we meet up, right? And you can talk to me directly, and ask me questions. So, you never get that sort of access to your supervisor during university. If you're lucky, you might be able to meet up with him or her, once every couple of weeks, really. In here, you can talk to me twice a week and ask me any questions so that we can, help you along and speed up that process for you as well, right? And, all the previous Q&A calls are also recorded. So, you get a wealth of information here. You can see 99.9% of all the questions that people have and the struggles, they've already been answered here. It's like an encyclopedia of how to accelerate your progress with your thesis and publish papers, at a lightning speed. So you can also go through the recordings here and see how that works, really, right? And you have a breakdown of what was discussed in each recording, right? And then, on top of that, we also have a private support community. So what we do here is, you can post questions, challenges, any issues that you have, really, and I respond here on a daily basis. So again, very often people complain that they don't have enough contact with their supervisor, but in here you will have contact with me on a daily basis, really, in the community, right? And you can see that it's an active community. People post a lot, and people help each other as well. So people sometimes want to get a writing buddy as well, right? And so that you have somebody that you can keep accountable with, right? Somebody that can help you along during that journey. As well, and people celebrate the successes here, and there's lots of successes going on here, as you can see, right? So really, that's where we go for help and support, and then on top of all of that, there is also a help center, right? So in case you have any other questions and you want like an immediate answer right now, there is a help center, right? That can help you with that. And also, you can of course email me to get support and get feedback on your writing. So I also, provide weekly feedback on your writing that will help you exactly to succeed with your thesis. So again, you won't have to wait for like 4 weeks to get some sort of feedback. Now, on a weekly basis, you can post the text in our community, or you can send me an email, and some people choose to post it in the community also to get feedback from other people, right? So you can see one person posted it here, for example, right? And then they can get feedback from other members of the community, right? So, that's how PhD Accelerator works, and I'm really looking forward to having you on the program and helping you accelerate your PhD journey, so that within the next 6 weeks you can really fast track the progress with your thesis and submit at least one, but preferably 2 research papers. So if you want to join, then there should be an apply button somewhere around this video, below this video, or right next to it. And then, you can apply to become a member of this program. So, I'm really, I'm working with a select group of really motivated students, and the process really looks like this, that you first apply for the program, right? And then you can schedule a free one-to-one strategy session with me. Maybe you've already done that as well. And then on that strategy session, we're going to identify the exact problems that you have, outline your goals, and then really give you a plan for how you can achieve all of this very, very quickly. And then if it sounds like it's a good fit for both of us, then you'll get a chance to enroll on PhD Accelerator and become part of this really successful community. So I'm really looking forward to having you there.